Hey guys, welcome back to more AFK Arena. In today's video, there's a couple things I want to talk about. The one I'm most excited about is the potential new hero coming to the game when we look at the text that Dolly has. But before we get into that one, because I got some theories, we're going to look at past released heroes, see where we think we're going with the release of heroes. But the first one I want to look at is going to be the Abyssal Expedition. I forgot to mention this in my update video. But you know, the Abyssal Expedition is like permanently open now. It's got like a new little sign here that you can sort of see. And when you click on it, it's going to come in here and it's going to show you the glorified guilds. So this is going to be down the bottom right. You can see Abyssal Expedition or hunting fields. Over here in the Abyssal Expedition, you can see the top guilds and you can switch season and see like the rankings for each season inside the Abyssal Expedition. So a bit of flex value for the guilds out there. Then you can go over here to hunting fields and you can see like the top members for the hunting fields as well. Once again, you can switch season and see who's in there wherever. So that is the first thing. Then we also get some rewards. So if we go here to rewards, we can get some freebies, which is nice. Get another 300. I think there's 300 in the other one. Wow, that's really laggy on collecting. But if we go Abyssal, do we get some here? Yes. So we get that one as well. And those are retrospective. I think we've already collected them through the other things. So not too bad. Some rewards. Happy days. Get some free summons. Not a full summon, but you know what I'm saying. But I digress. Let's get into the main thing of this one. So we always get new Dolly dialogue every time. So I wanted to look at this one. If you run into the wild as humans, the best way. This one. Whoa, a two-headed monster has appeared outside of town. That's scary. What? It's got 3 heads. Whoa. So looks like we're getting a 3-headed monster. Now, whether that's like, I'm thinking Chimera because I'm thinking we're due for Mauler. However, it could be something like a Hydra. Like the Hydra thing, it may be Hydra because it's like, it got another head. Maybe like chop one off, 2 came back, so now it's got 3 heads. I don't know. But I'm leaning towards Chimera and I want to talk about why. But first, I want to jump over and I want to have a look at like the hero release schedule and talk about the heroes that we have had and what I think could be coming in the future. So let's jump over to this screen here. I think it is perfect. So this is the screen of, this was done by AFK Inside. Shout out to those guys. Now this one's a bit out of date. You can see it stops at Awakened Thane. Don't worry, I've covered it. I've gotten through to the next one. But that's like, if you're curious about the release schedule of heroes, maybe the first heroes that were in the game and stuff like that, you can see. Now we did used to always do 2 heroes at a time. Obviously we've slowed it down to 1. We do get the odd occasion where we will do 2 at a time. But that is the old schedule. Now I'm going to go into the new schedule just a sec. Okay, there we go. Got it finalized. So this is my continuation of this one here. And I'm sorry if I got it wrong, but after Awakened Thane, which ends here, we roll into Valoris, then into Sonya and Nasta, and so on and so forth. So what I was looking at, I feel like, honestly, we're in a high possibility of getting a Mauler or a Hypergean. It's been a while since a Hypergean. And it's been a while since a Mauler. It's also been a while since a Lightbearer. And when I look at these, I discount. I'm not including Dimensionals in this, and I'm not including Awakened heroes in this. So obviously we had Awakened Brutus, but that's the Awakened hero. The other thing it could be is possibly a Graveborn, maybe, but it won't be the Awakened Graveborn because there's nothing's going to have 3 heads as an Awakened. Awakened Torn? No, let's not even go there. That's, if it's Awakened Torn and it's like, no, I'm not even shit. It's not gonna be that. Okay, let's hope it's not that. I really want a Chimera. So what I'm looking at here is, I also want to look at the frequency of Hypergeans and Celestials and stuff like that. So we just had the Witcher collab, which is obviously double dimensional. Then we had Awakened Solace, which is Awakened unit. Then we had a Celestial in Tarnos, I believe his name is. I can't remember, that guy's sort of just fallen off the radar completely. But those were the last 3. Then we had Orin. I'm going to call him Orin. Iron spelt a bit different. We had him, and then we went into another dimensional. Then we went into Awaken unit. So out of the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 units, there's only been 1 normal faction, normal unit. That's crazy. Then we went into Kayleen, Anasta, Sonya, and Valoris. Now, the reason I think, like, honestly, I feel like this is the kind of thing we're going to get. Like, obviously AFK Arena style. I tried, you know, I did a quick Google search. As you can see, look at my pro Googling. Chinese mythology Chimera. Obviously game developed in Chinese, in China. So I figure like they're going to follow the Chinese type stuff like they normally do. This was the Chimera that I stereotypically remember, which was like a goat, a lion, and a serpent. I have seen many different versions of Chimeras in many different games. I don't know, go to Harry Potter, the three-headed dog thing, Fluffy. Know my Harry Potter lore. But like, you know, I have seen it with dragons. I remember the Chimeras in WoW were like dragon, just like two dragon heads and stuff like that. So I feel like it could be anything, but if I had to choose, this is what I would kind of hope for, is something like this. You know, the serpent, goat, and lion, it doesn't really, like, I feel like they could do it well, and that's why I lean towards Mauler, because like the core of it was normally the lion, so I feel like Mauler would really suit for that. Now, when we look here, like I said, it's been a while since a Mauler. We had the Wilder here with Orin, then we had Kayleen for the Graveborn, and then we had Lightbearer and Mauler really close together. Now that's making me think we're due for a Mauler. However, it's been a long time since we had a hypo as well, and that's why I'm thinking maybe something like a Hydra Snake, or maybe even just like a Chimera that is a Hypergene, because it's like maybe some dark thing. So that's what I'm leaning towards. I'm leaning towards Chimera with that, and I know I'm getting deep into this, but I'm excited about the three-headedness. Okay, I'm really excited about it. So I'm saving all my summons and all my accounts just to wait and see what happens with what we get, and hopefully it's good because I'm excited for it. But I just wanted to look at the frequency we actually get Celestials and Hypergenes when we actually discount like when we remove Dimensionals and Awakened Heroes from the mix. So here, if we look at it, this was actually a long stint, because if we remove Dimensionals and Awakens, it's basically Orin. And then, well, we had Celestial with Thanos, and then we had Orin, we had Kayleen, Anasta, Sonya, and then we had Valoris. So we had one of each between. So it was like Hypergene, one of each, and then Celestial. However, in the past, when we look at this, we ignore this. So keep in mind, like the next one on this is going to be Valoris, which is a Hypergene. So come back here, ignore the Awakened. We just went Oku, and then we went with, starts with A. I always forget her name. I really like her. I summoned her. I got to send it on my free-to-play account because Audrey, got it. Okay, so then we had Audrey. So there was only one normal faction between the Celestial and Hypergene. And then as we moved past that, we had Alaro. Dude, some of these characters, I'm forgetting their names. But we had him. Then we had, obviously, ignore the Awakened Aziz. And then we had Fane, Scarlet. Once again, ignoring Dimensional, ignoring Awaken. Then we had, what's her face? Star. Man, there's too many little pictures that I'm trying to remember. So we went through one of each faction again, and then we went Hypo. Then we went two different factions, and then Celestial. And then we did two different factions, and then Hypo. And then we did two different factions, and then Celestial, and then we did two different factions, ignoring Merlin because he's a Dimensional, and then we went Hypo, and then we went one because we ignore Prince down, not Prince, bloody Prince Persia. We ignore him, and then we went to Celestial. So, and then once we get back here, then we span it out a bit, but then we went straight in from. Dude, I am like I'm trying to think of names so quick here, and my brain is just farting. But we went to Ulna, and then we went to Mortis. So like, basically what I'm saying is like, we don't often have multiple big gaps between Celestials and Hypergenes when we ignore the other stuff. And also the gaps between Awakened Heroes isn't that great either. So that's why, dude, I've got... I hope you guys are with me on this and following along, because I'm not even following along with what I'm saying. But hey, that's where we're at. But what I'm saying is, normally if we have a long gap between being like one of each faction between a Celestial and Hypergene, then we're normally going to have them pretty close. We're not going to go like big gaps. That's what we've seen in the past. We don't go big gap then big gap. We do like big gap, and then we do like 1 or 2, and then we have another one. So that was a 1, and that was a 2, a 3. Oh yeah, that was a 4 again. But then we went into the shorter, and we had the 2, and then celestial, 2, then hypo, 2, then celestial, 2, then hypo. So I'm thinking we are well and truly due for them to introduce a hypergen, is what I'm saying. However, because it's been a while since a Mauler, I'm also anticipating possibly a Mauler. Okay, I'm gonna pull myself up there. You guys get what I'm saying. I feel like we're either getting something 3-headed. I'm thinking Chimera, and I'm thinking it's gonna be Mauler or hypergen. That's my bet. I feel like it's been a long time since we have had a hypergen. So like we're probably just about rounding up for that. However, Mauler's probably my #1 bet, and I think we might have a Mauler, then an Awakened Hero, then a hypergen would be my anticipation. But hey, I'm just talking shit at this point, so I'm going to shut up. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you have an awesome day, and I look forward to seeing the next one. Cheers.